Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We are continuing to evaluate and provide opinions on documents that were released by the City of Moscow on July 23, 2025, relative to the Moscow Police Department's investigation into the catastrophic events at 1122 King Road on November 13th, 2022. Document I'd like to call to your attention today is document or sequence number 56 of these released records. This is a report prepared by Detective Lawrence Mowery of the Moscow Police Department. It's dated December 5th, 2022. And the narrative subject here is KaBars warrant. As you'll recall, in the affidavit of probable cause dated December 29th, 2022, the public was advised of the apparent location of a KaBars sheath at the crime scene. And so this warrant dated December 4th, 2022, that's described in paragraph 1, is coming shortly after the November 13th, 2022 tragic events and prior to the arrest of Mr. Koberger, which occurred on December 30th, 2022 in Pennsylvania. Paragraph 1, Detective Mowery describes events occurring on December 4th, 2022 relative to this KaBars warrant. Paragraph 2, he tells us here, the email contained a single file with the data requested pursuant to the warrant served on KaBars. The file was downloaded and saved onto a computer located in the secure computer forensic lab located at the Moscow Police Department. The next paragraph, number 3. In examining the file, I located numerous individuals with companies who had purchased products matching the description in the warrant, and then he breaks it down by state, beginning with, in the state of Idaho, the following sales of 1217 were located. And then there's dates, there's names that's redacted, and then there's towns or cities in Idaho located here. In the next paragraph, attention is focused to sales in Washington of these 1217 items. And similarly, we see dates, we see names redacted, and we see cities or towns in Washington. And this continues on into page number 2. Then there's information. The following sales of the 1217 KaBars sheath were also located. And then there's dates, and there's names that are redacted, and then towns and cities. Then there's the statement that other models were also listed on the return data. And then it continues with the final paragraph stating that Detective Mowery completed the warrant return receipt and affidavit. These documents were sent to the Latah County Prosecutor's Office to be returned to the court. I also emailed a copy of the receipt to, name redacted, @cutco.com, as this was the originating email address associated with the documents. And then finally, we see here that this indeed is a report of Detective Lawrence Mowery of December 5th, 2022, which was reviewed by Sergeant J.W. Lawrence, also of December 5th, 2022. If I could provide a couple of points here in commentary and opinions that I provide pursuant to the First Amendment. First, there appears to be no attached warrant that would allow us to see exactly what was asked for of this company that returned this, not just this information on the sales in Idaho and Washington State of the knives themselves and the sheath, but also why it was that other models were also listed on the return data. Was it because other models were asked for? in the warrant, or that the company over-reported and included data relative to these quote-unquote other models. And secondly, there's no indication here as to now what. The warrant had been served asking for specific information. The specific information has been provided. What was the Moscow Police Department intending to do, such as investigating any of these companies or individuals? That's an issue that remains unanswered at this time. If you have any comments or thoughts, please leave them here. And until next time, my name's Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.